I think we're up, are we? Are we okay? Every day except Tuesday, it says. Yeah. Testing, testing. We're here. Yes, good morning. Francis Hanga, look at this. Waiting. Good morning, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Another day, another dollar. Here we go. One of the color blocks again, of course, for the first subscription print from next year. And we're now really up against the wall. This is Thursday here in Japan. The printers are scheduled to start Friday. And I got 2 blocks left to go, plus test printing, plus, more carving after the testing. Wasn't supposed to work out like this, but here we are. All because of a certain Mr. Owl. Can't complain though. When you get a hit, you got a hit. Today's December 7th here in Japan. It's not the last day for shipping. It's the day when the post office Christmas deadlines now start to kick in. So we're going to see a drop off in orders, we hope. All right, now the audio again. I got some advice last night about this, and we've tried some different settings. The audio is really loud. And I'm going to drop it now. Here, down, 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 down. Let me know where it is. I've dropped it now to about 70% here. And we've got a noise suppression filter on, which I've been advised in the mail is a good thing to do because I'm quiet sometimes. And I guess it's making a hiss when I'm quiet. Give me a bit of feedback here. Is the audio better now? I've turned it down. It's now down at 60%, it says. No comments. I guess it's okay. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Sounds better. Okay, but what about now? Give me some feedback later. When I'm quiet and not talking, does it... Lots of crackling. Okay, let's do a test here. I'm going to turn off the one that's called noise suppression. Hi. The one filter is now turned off. Has it made any difference? Testing again. 1, 2, 3. Speak. Quiet. Speak. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Audio test. After the filter came off, is it better or worse? That's better. Less crackling. Okay, we'll leave it and see what happens. Without filter, we hear crackles. I turned the filter off just now. Anyway, whatever. Whatever. Somebody's asking there, I saw while we were waiting for that audio test, somebody's asking about that print, The Scent of Chrysanthemums. We have no method of getting that back into stock now. I'm sorry. I know I'm the only printer on our staff here who can do it. And the idea that I could take now, a month off and do another run of those is just inconceivable. It would, a month, it would be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I guess, to do a run of them. And it's just not possible. I'm sorry. I know. I would love to have it available. I love that print. I'm so proud of it. But I just don't have any means of getting it back into production. I'm sorry. The blocks are here, and one day, when our team of printers has grown and matured, we'd very much love to put it back, but at the moment it's just not possible. We've got a bunch of spoiled copies here, copies that got a pigment blot or they have too much paper bark or something like that. But I don't know, the idea of putting spoiled copies out into the world, On my own camera, yeah, I guess so. I keep moving it a bit too much, go out of the field of view. Okay, how are we doing this morning here? This is not the last color block. There's one more after this one. I know it's been going on such a while. Questions. Oh, la, 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 la. Yeah, this is, there's one more color block. I know, oops, that's blank. There's, the color block I'm doing right now is the yellow base tone. After that, there's what do you call, hada, skin tone. There's a brown, which is done. There's a gray, which is done in rough cut. And there's a key block. So there's 5 faces altogether. 1, 2, 3 of which are done. This is number 4. Number 5. Okay, I'll get back to work here. Back to work. I see somebody's mentioning that lighting in the last video. I know I tried a bit of an experiment. And what I've been doing is I've been having trouble. Because I do those by myself, there's nobody else in the room with me. Everybody else has gone home. I have to use, for the camera, pretty much automatic settings. I can't do manual setting. The reason is because if I put the camera on manual, I stand behind the camera. Then I go and move out front of it and sit down. The things all change, of course, because I'm in the scene or I'm out of the scene. So I can't find the proper setting for me because I'm not there when I'm setting up the camera. So usually I just have no choice. I do it on automatic. But yesterday, because it was Tuesday and I took the whole day off to make that video, I had time to play a little bit. So I put the camera on manual and made a setting that I thought was reasonable. Went and sat in front of it, clicked the switch and did a short 10-second video. Came back and looked at it. Oops, way too dark. made some changes, started again. We did another test video, came back and looked at it. And we're okay because that room, the middle of the shop, has no windows. So it doesn't change depending on, how the light's changing outside. It's all artificial light. So I just did a bunch of tests back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Until I found one, a manual setting on the camera that worked. So yeah, it's brighter, much brighter. Not be afraid of making it too bright because you want video that, I guess, pops. So. Also, that was, should I mention it? Whatever. That was the last video of mine that will be produced, I think, in the iMovie software that's built into our Macs these days. The Patreon thing has worked out very well for us over the past few months. And of course, orders have been doing very well the last month or so because of the Christmas thing. So the bank account is looking all right. So with Cameron here, we need a new office set up because he and I are fighting over my laptop to do the order processing and stuff like that. So we made an investment. We went out and bought a new desktop computer, ordered it a few days ago, a new iMac, and we had Final Cut Pro installed on it. So assuming that I'll be able to figure out how to use it, the next video should be done in Final Cut Pro rather than iMovie. So it might give us better control over light and sound and stuff like that. So, assuming I'm going to be able to figure out how to use it. I heard the question beep, so let's have a look. What, am I using the same blade as a few weeks ago? Oh, no. Where are we now? Though this is the same blade. Now, when we had problem with breaking, this is the same blade. In fact, it's now pretty much at the end, I can see the number on the back. So it's got now just maybe, I don't know, half a dozen sharpenings left in it. I'm not sure. Because you run it down to the stub, because the stub part is the best steel. So no, it's the same one, actually. Just about ready for a change. I think when we were talking about that breaking on the blade, we were about halfway down, were we? I don't remember actually so well. It was a few months back. Actually, that shows you how little carving I'm doing these days. Okay, question box. Let's see what's in there. 5 questions. Oh! Okay, today. Oh, first one is irrelevant to woodblock printmaking. Oh, second one we answered yesterday, actually. It's the 5 questions. What do I do? Well, 3 of them are relevant to work here. I know. Okay, I can answer 2 of these. One is the Kakijuka question, and one is a wood question. Okay, hi. Hey, Tony. Someone's asking about wood. Because we're having so many problems with the cherry wood, why don't I use something else? I've sort of tried to answer this before. We are trying to make prints of a very specific type with a very specific appearance, the traditional Japanese woodblock print. And it's very critical about the materials and tools used. If you have a specific type of image in mind that you want to make. Modern printmakers have no restrictions. They want to make prints that look quite different from the old traditional Japanese ones. So they can use anything. They can use a barn board for the plank, and it'll look like a barn board picture. We have, as I said, we want to make our prints have a very similar color and tone and feel and taste and look to the traditional Japanese prints. So it's a no-brainer to use the same materials. Prints can be made on any kind of wood at all. But if you want them to look like we want them to look, it needs to have the same material. I'm sure there might be some other kind of wood in the world somewhere, somehow, that has a very similar look and feel. But I don't have the time or space to do all that kind of experimentation. And even if I did, we'd be in the same problem. We would then have to try and source it to exactly the type of characteristics that we want. So we know what we want, we know where it is, we know how to find it. It's up in the mountains here in Japan. What we need to do is grow our business large enough and encourage more people to do this kind of work so that we can put a supply chain back together. It's not that there's no wood left, that it's all been used up and gone, like is the case with maybe some kind of ebony and stuff like that, where it's been over-harvested. There's lots of good cherry wood left in Japan, up in the mountains. Nobody buys it because the supply chain is broken. Tomorrow, Aoyama-san and I, along with Chon-san, our new Hong Kong carver, and Kawai-san, one of our helpers here, we're going back to the wood yards. We've had a few more hints about some people that are supposed to have some good cherry, and we're going to go and inspect it. And with more of the Patreon money, we're going to buy some if it looks promising. Also, I got a very disturbing email from Patreon this morning saying they're changing their system. I don't know if this is top secret or not or whatever. They said they're going to send an email to all Patreon backers tomorrow. And they're going to raise the prices. They're asking the Patreon backers to put more money in to pay for credit card processing so that the receivers, me, don't have to pay for the credit card processing. And I very much disagree with this. They're asking people to increase their pledge. And I really, really, really don't think that's a good move. But whatever, they seem to know their business. So I suppose we'll lose a lot of people tomorrow when they get the email saying, what, you're asking for more money on top of what we're already paying? So I don't know. Then the other question, look at this, I didn't forget it. The other question is asking about scroll mounting. If you want to scroll mount a wood block print, what are the considerations? Excuse me. It totally depends on the kind of paper you're using. The paper we use for most of our wood block prints here is what they call Echizen Hosho paper. It's made for us by Iwano Ichibe-san. And it's really quite thick in general. We can order it at different thicknesses. We can order it, actually what they call momme. 8 hachimonme or 11 momme. It's a Japanese term related to the thickness of paper. And in order to get good, thick, rich color on our prints, if there's many multi-overlays, we want the paper to be quite thick. We moisten it properly in print and get a good result. But that paper then, if you try and roll it up, it rolls into creases. It doesn't roll up smoothly. So scroll mounting is a no-go for this paper. So if we have mounting for a scroll in mind, we've got two options. One is to order a very lightweight, thin paper, which would roll easily. The problem then, you can't get good, deep, rich color on it because it just doesn't have enough body. Our plan B is, before you start your project, when you're ordering your paper, order it from the paper maker to be made in a form that it will split in half easily. I mean split in half, I mean front surface and back surface. And I did that when I made the scroll that I made, about 15 years ago or 10 years ago, whenever it was, I don't remember. We ordered the paper in advance. Quite thick paper, good rich color, printed very well. Then when it was done, I tore them in half. And then sent the top half, the front half, the part with the image on it, out to the scroll mounting company. It comes back, they paste it onto the scroll thing, and it rolls up. So if you want to make a scroll right now out of a print you've made, you're just going to have to select a fairly thin paper, because normal paper won't split that way after you've made the print. Do you see what I'm doing here? Carving inside these lines. This is the new style for Jed's series this year. Because they're cartoonish, the whole thing is a cartoon, we want the prints to look a bit more cartoonish. So what he's done is he's drawn the lines as normal line work, and then inside he's put the colors on sort of as a splash watercolory approach. like you might see on a more hastily drawn, cartoonish type image. So I'm inside the lines here. So these lines are not going to go up neatly to the lines like a trim, neat, clean ukiyo-e print. They're printed in ukiyo-e techniques, but they're not going to look like a classical ukiyo-e. They're going to look like much more like a hastily drawn brush-stroked image. It's actually much more trouble to do it this way for us, but the printers are going to be a bit easier because they don't have quite such a tight registration. If the print is off just a little bit, they might be able to get away with it. But for the carvers, it's much more crazy to sort of get this thing onto the block for carving. How are we doing? How are we doing? So, cutting through the black lines, nay, so. What's the question? You just received an owl, give it to Mom for Christmas. The inner envelope is sealed. If you opened the outside package, there might have been an invoice in, if you saw the invoice. Take away the invoice, and the inside one that's in the gift wrapping, there's nothing else inside there. There's no price, there's no invoice, there's no nothing. You can take the gift wrap thing and give it to her directly. There's nothing else inside that shouldn't be part of the gift. Oh God, questions. I'm sorry, I can't, I know. I don't know, sorry. This cartoon style, I know there were lots of similar prints made back in the Edo time. There's two things that are similar. One is a kind of print called toba-e. They were kind of jokes. They weren't classical ukiyo at all. But if somebody Googles toba-e, T-O-B-A-E, they're kind of a grotesque, scribbly, bizarre kind of a joke image. And they're really, really, really roughly carved. I know, oh my God, the guy must have just zapped through, bang, 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 bang. They were just scribbled out and carved out. They must have been made in minutes. They were just jokes, gags, whatever. Sarcastic stuff. Toba-e. I've never done one, but the genre was there. Then there were a lot of prints made in copies of painting, where replicating the brushstrokes was more important than in a typical ukiyo-e. So this is not unknown in wood block printmaking at all. It's not like Jed and I. We're not pioneering some new territory here, But for us, we haven't done this sort of work before, Can't see where am I in or out here. Get confused what I'm supposed to be doing here. What's this line? White triangle, white triangle. It comes down, up, and down, up. Those two are in one bottom is yellow. That's yellow, that's white. Okay. Another question, the height, just a second. I know so many questions, you know, and if the day when I have a wingman, if Cameron was here or something, we could handle much more, but I can't take my eyes away from the work just too much, you know, so. So I think there's no way I'm going to catch all the thread here today, absolutely. Question box. 2 more in the question box. Yeah, I answered that. Okay, gotcha. This is an interesting question. Somebody's asking, you know, to make a print, do they need different sizes of baron? I know. For somebody who's just trying this, who's just working out, just starting, no, of course, I know, whatever you've got for a rubbing tool will be fine. We ourselves, we have, you know, a box full of barons upstairs. We have many, many, many different sizes. Sizes, I don't mean sizes in terms of how wide they are and how round they are. I mean sizes in terms of strength, the rubbing power. We've got ones that rub weakly, ones that rub strongly. And absolutely, when I sat there and did the owls yesterday, by the way, they're all finished. They're on their way to Ome today. They'll be shipped out this afternoon. So when I did those owls yesterday, I used 2 different barons for the job. One strong one, which made a vigorous rubbing action to do that background. Excuse me. And one very light one, you could call it a weak one, for the very small areas on the key lines. Now for a beginner just starting a print, you've got the same thing. Maybe you've got a background color, plus you've got delicate lines. Ideally, 2 barons would be required. The Japanese word to describe them in the simplest way is beta baron and sumi baron. And a beta is the word for smooth color. You know, a flat area of smooth color would be called a beta. And the sumi baron means sumi, the black ink. So it's the baron for the key lines. So you'll see it in a catalog sometimes that there's 2 types of barons for a student: beta baron and sumi baron. And yeah, if you've got the money, get one of each, so you can do the key lines with a softer baron, and you can use the powerful one to do the solid color areas. The professional level, they don't break down just into those 2 types. There's a complete range and grade. Again, for a beginner, don't sweat it. Don't feel like you have to buy a bunch of tools. Just, you know, try what you've got until you get a feel for this. Then as you get better at it, and as you feel what you need from your own experience, you can then explore different tools. Also, so, I know, William Francis seems to be here, right? I think if you're still here or not, you signed on just as the stream started early this morning. I know I haven't had time to answer your email. I'm sorry, you sent me a long email the other day. I hadn't had time to answer it. I looked through it, and there's no way you need to be asking me that question. I know you're okay with this. Thank you for your polite approach to this, but you don't need to ask me about anything like permission to do that. Go for it, go for it, go for it, in capital letters, you know. I'll try and get time to write back later, I'm sorry. Now the rest of you are thinking, what did William ask Dave that requires an answer? It's okay. Where am I now? Oh, is that done? Is that dead? Oh, I have good news and bad news then. I think I've got all the lines carved here. Around here, around here, and around here. Okay, that's the good news. The bad news is that means we're going to make some noise. We're going to make some noise. Let's zoom out. So much for the ASMR crowd. We're going to get some banging done here. If I can find my plug, what did I do with it? So. Okay, what do I need here? Oh, glasses. Okay. I'm going to take off my mic and hang it up a bit farther away because it's going to be really noisy. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Whatever. I think it's okay. Let's make some noise. Shouldn't be too long. For those of you who don't know what's going to happen, I'm going to bang, clearing out an area around the color zone. It'll take about maybe 3 or 4 minutes of really noisy banging. Then when that's over, we go back to quiet work with the chisel. So just hang in for a few minutes here. So a few minutes of noise here, and then we'll be back to quiet work. Is the camera shaking? this thing in the way. I gotta get it out of the way. Sorry. Too bright, maybe. I don't know. That noise shouldn't have been there. It's a wave sound, which means it's an order for the great wave, but that's turned off right now because we don't have any. Might be a mistake somewhere. Noisy. Okay, now it's going to get even a bit worse because I've got to switch to the bigger one now here. This is really going to be noisy, sorry. Almost finished. bench is moving. Yours. Cleared, not just this part. Come on. Have anybody left? We've driven you all away because of the noise. Sorry. Just hang in a bit. Carver got a carve. Last corner here. Try to cross grain. Okay, I think that'll do it. Thanks for your patience with that. Undo the bench. Anybody left? Who knows? What's this? The man carved a wood block in 4 minutes with one trick. Hokusai hates him. What? Hokusai loves me. What do you mean? We're making prints. Someone's leaving with a headache. Okay, sorry about that. This is my job. Sorry, guys. Anyway, quiet for now. Should I stay? What should I stay? Zoomed out, zoomed in. Let's zoom in a bit, but not too far. That'll be better? Okay, for those of you who really haven't been watching too many of these streams, to cut any of these blocks, let's show us. It's a 3-stage process. Right? What I did first, you saw me in the first part of the stream, I took the knife and I cut around all the outlines. That's stage 1. In the old days, printers usually, carvers usually did the whole block. And even a large block, you do everything just with a knife first, all the way around, all the way around, all the way around with a knife, with the lines, which I just did. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is clearing with the wider chisels most of the unwanted wood. I can't, of course, bring that big chisel right up to the line. So there's still bits of wood now between what I carved and what I scooped away. So this was stage 2, they call sarai, clearing away the unwanted wood. Then stage 3 now is where the bullnose chisels come in. And these are flat chisels with a round curve on their tip. And I'm going to use those to clean up the mess I just made and to carve away the final last bit between the lines. It's like, if you think about it as a map, the area we want to keep is the land. I've now made oceans that get deeper and deeper and deeper the farther away we get from the land. And I'm now going to clean up the ocean floor, and then finally the beaches, the part where the land meets the sea. And many modern printmakers, they don't do this stage that I'm doing right now. They don't clean up the ocean floor. And for us, this is important because when we're rubbing pigment, I've got our brushes, whatever. When we're rubbing pigment over the land surface, it still touches part of the ocean. And these ridges and rough spots in the ocean pick up pigment. And it builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up till finally it hits the surface and you get a mess on the print. So if you're going to be making a lot of prints from any given block, hundreds of prints from any given block, you've got to clean the ocean floor. I'm on camera, I'm moving on too much. I gotta be careful, man. Where am I? Is that the camera zone? Hey. Everywhere there's a little ridge that was left by those chisels, that's got to come flat because they pick up pigment like crazy. There's the ping pong. Cameron's train was on time today, it seems. It was funny yesterday, the excuse slip from the train company. Good morning. No excuse slip today?
No, but I even rode the same train. Maybe that's
So what was it? I don't know, tree fell on the tracks or something yesterday or something? We don't know.
I'm really not sure, but yeah, I didn't have any official announcement about the reason. Just you're late. Don't get in trouble at work. I have an excuse for him.
I know there's another reason behind that stuff. You know, Shibuya and I was chatting about it yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know, examination season. I know the kids will be not allowed into the exam room, and that's it. Their career is done. I mean, really, we've got this. It's extremely dangerous for some people. Cameron being late for work, I mean, whatever his boss is, noisy or not. But if a kid misses the deadline to get into an exam room, that's it.
Big trouble, yeah.
That's it. I mean, their life is destroyed, really. You know, I mean, like he's not going to get into that university and whatever. So that paper is critical.
Yeah.
Critical for some
Makes
people.
sense.
So the train company really has to,
has to provide it.
has to do that, you know. So at this time of year now, in early December, it's not exam season.
Right.
Come, come February, March, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's real. So she said that's no joke.
Yeah.
We were laughing about it yesterday, but it's a big deal.
Yeah. Good morning. And
I think they mostly run away. I've been making noise for the past few minutes, and then we got like one guy. I got a headache. I got to go home and all that stuff.
Oh no!
So I think we lost quite a bit. It's been a really, I say, noisy stream. It's been a really busy stream. I haven't caught a tenth of what's happened.
Oh yeah. Just
there's different conversations going back and forth. So
that's good. Keep them busy. Probably keep out of your hair today and go.
Pardon?
I'll keep out of your hair today during the stream.
Well, what time is it? 9 o'clock. So, or if you want to ride herd and read and stuff while I do this up too, whatever. So.
Okay.
Somebody's asking questions for you already.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll hop in for a little bit.
Just careful. This thing the plug-in seems a bit loose yesterday, so be really careful pulling this down here, not to stress that one.
Right.
Or leave it there, whatever.
Stopped the video last time. Watch.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Video still seems okay. Can you hear still?
The mic is here in the middle, so you should be all right. So.
Okay. Morning. Ohio, Cameron. We're still here. So I would die in Japan. I'm late all the time. Yep. Let's see. What is my Instagram? Some couple people are asking, or the same guy a couple times. I actually don't know.
You don't know?
Let me see.
Just ask Twitch, they'll come up with it easily.
Yeah. Someone find my Instagram. I think it might be, the username might be Hilker Photography, but I'm not sure because my wife does all of that. Sorry. Hey, I said, Cameron, a Twitch staff member came in asking why Dave isn't partnered yet. I guess because we don't know much about the partner program, or I don't. Do you know much about it?
After starting, about maybe a few days after starting, I got an email from them saying you are now qualified to be an affiliate.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get such an email about partnership. And whatever, we've been going back and forth. There's a thing in the community where people would like to really be supporting this channel, and I guess as part of the thing they get emojis and stuff or something like this. I'm not quite sure how it works.
Okay.
But the reason I've avoided doing it is because people can subscribe. In other words, they pay money to this. And I really, really, really wanted to avoid any feeling like we're asking for money for this. You know?
Yeah.
We've got a Patreon page for people who want to support us.
Right.
So that's why I've sort of resisted this. But there's real blowback from the community because I'm missing out. And I'm forcing these people to miss out on stuff that they want from this community. So I made a post about this a while ago. I talked about this a while ago. Just sort of let it ride for a while till the new year comes. And we're out of our huge, chaotic, busy season here.
It's been chaotic.
And then I'll have a look. I'll try and understand the Twitch community a bit more and move ahead with what they want me to do. So
Okay.
if there's some way to do it where they don't give me money for this,
Yeah.
Again, we talked about this before. The main reason I'm here on Twitch is one, because we like talking about our work anyway.
Yeah.
But two, I make a list every day.
Yeah.
On stuff to my to-do list, And before we started Twitch, carving was on the list every day. But oops, got to process that order. Oops, got to handle that phone call. Oops, the employee's talking to me. Carving ended up just falling off the bottom of the list.
Right.
But now because Twitch is here, I don't even put carving on my list anymore because it's automatically there.
It happens first thing in
Yeah,
the
so
morning.
the power that Twitch brings me is 90 minutes of carving automatically happens every day. This is such a huge benefit for me. It's better than money. It's better than anything. It's just wow. Here I am working every day. So that's why I'm here. That's what it's about.
Okay.
The side benefit. We're having fun. We're building community.
Got it.
Anyway, Lowen, too much of a long answer, but so that's what's sort of happening. I know.
Okay. Thanks. Did you catch all that?
Dave, as usual, talks too much, but whatever. So.
Emojis or emotes, I guess they're calling
whatever.
it in
So
the
I don't
Twitch
read
program.
all the details.
Someone said, "Oh, you should make owl ones." You can design your own. No. Okay. Guess no owls. Seen enough of the owls. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And it said you have to apply for the partnership. Yes. Oh, there was a question for me, I think. Oh, for the new folks in chat, who are you? And what do you do in the shop? Cameron. Hi, I'm Cameron. And I'm been here a little over 2 months now. And what am I doing? Helping any way I can. I don't know if I've been much help. I hope I have. But helping out with processing orders and always making sure to interrupt the stream at the beginning. I did that. What else?
Well, I mean, Cameron's here to take as much of my work away as possible. Obviously, not print making related work, and it's working a lot.
Yeah.
It's working.
Yeah, I hope it's working. So helping get some of the things, helping with accounting expenses, some of the financial report making. No, I don't know if that's the right word either, but helping out in the background wherever I can, trying to get out of the way, but then I end up sitting on the stream anyway. Helping out with,
Well, that must be, before I forget, there's trouble in Kickstarter land.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Kickstarter land.
I know. You'll see the orders overnight. 3 or 4 people. Where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? And it's not wood blocks. It's G-clays.
Uh-oh.
There's been some kind of. I know.
Okay.
You'll see it there. So.
I'll go check with Jed and.
Jed's been on it, but there seems to have been some kind of systemic problem where a bunch of people.
Okay.
The orders didn't make it through. So.
Okay. I'll.
Now that I've publicly mentioned this. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point being.
If you're looking for your Kickstarter order, we're on it. Oh, and Jed is here now.
Is he? Good, yeah.
Yep. Let's see how bad Dave picks apart my new design for the Legendary Loot series.
Oh,
and he
is it?
sent a link for it. Do you want to see?
Well, I can't see it right now. I'm busy for the next few minutes here. If you want to.
Yeah.
Is this something for public? Everybody should see or not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He made it he posted it in the chat here.
Oh, okay.
It's on
Okay,
Instagram,
okay.
so everyone sees
So
it.
everybody's seeing it before me. Okay, fair enough.
Hi, Jed. What's up, Jed? Hi. Oh, okay. As I've said this before, but the Twitch crowd really does not see subscriptions as asking for money. It's usually the opposite. They want to support the people to create the content they're enjoying.
Yes, I hear this feedback. Yes,
Okay.
I know, so, as it's just, I might say, the problem is me. I don't understand the community very well yet.
Right.
I'm a streamer, but I haven't gone out and watched other people's streams.
Yeah,
I have no sense of what the community really is like. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's been a bit selfish.
New in here.
So I'm a newbie, exactly. So.
Let's see. What's the design? Jed, I'm checking out your image. That was funny. Okay.
It's getting laughs, is it?
Yep,
So,
I got me to laugh.
Step 1, okay. Right. So, step 1. Right.
Yep. Okay. So we'll show Dave when he's got a minute.
Step 1, is it possible to make it? So.
Yes, that's the next step, huh?
Thanks, Jed.
Yep.
If he's there, so.
Okay. anything else? I don't know. I don't have too much to add this morning. No funny stories about trains. So, should I put this back up there for you?
Whatever. I can't watch it. You know.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Okay. Has Cameron been living in Japan long? About 3.5 years, I think. And
you think? Well, if you don't know, who knows?
If I don't know, who knows? Yeah, it is 3.5 years. It's like May 2014. So I've been here a little while, but new to the city. It was really, really out in the middle of nowhere. Let's see. It says community for everyone. Sometimes finding it takes searching. Try not to make too harsh judgments based on any of the bigger streams. I don't know. Not too much going on. Jed, do you have any stories?
Are you in that the wood hunt that's happening tomorrow? Are you part of this? Are you going with the group or not?
No, no one's.
Nobody asked you. Do you know what's happening? I know Aviamsan has found another potential source of cherry.
Oh, good.
He's been networking. So
yeah.
And he feels it's promising enough. So there's, I think it's 4 of us. I'm going with him tomorrow, and Chonsan wants to come along. The young
nice.
Chinese boy who's caught
Right, right.
And I think Kawai-san's going to go as well. He's got
cool.
some sort of interest. I don't know why.
He seems interested in the art and craft here, because he does printing. So.
So I'm going to pay 4 of us to go and inspect this wood. So.
I got it. What are you having for dinner, Jed? He said, I've got to go make dinner. Kiss, hug. No invite for Cameron, sad face.
Well, you're not exactly a wood expert yet.
Yeah,
so,
I know virtually nothing about the wood. I know the basics of what you're looking for, but I wouldn't be much help if I were checking the wood.
This piece we have here really looks promising, It is really, really dense.
Good.
I really want to get going and try a chunk of it, but there's no way to do that,
Without cutting up the entire
thing. The whole thing, so I'm thinking of just getting just to slice a little piece off the end about this big so that we can get it sliced up locally, Because I'm really excited about that piece. It's heavy wood.
When you, or after you check out the place tomorrow and look at the wood there, if you decide to get some wood, then would you get all of the wood, the new one there and these ones in the back, sliced all at the same time?
No, this one's not ready. It's still too wet,
Got it.
So I don't know, whatever we get, it could all be at different stages of drying, so I can't predict what's going to happen. Ideally, we'd get it all sliced as much as possible together, get it batched, because we're going to have to try and teach some guy what we want.
Right.
And it's going to be expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. I see we have quite a bit, or at least I think it's quite a bit, of cherry wood upstairs. Where did those come from, and how long have we had those? I know. I started trying to find cherry about a year and a half ago. And we went to the place, the wood yard, that has been traditionally supplying mountain cherry for the carvers. They didn't supply direct to carvers. They supplied the block planing companies. I don't know I don't know what word to use. I know a guy called Shimano Shintaro-san was a block craftsman. He bought wood from the lumber yards, this place we went to, and dressed it and planed it for the carver's needs. He died in 1999, and he was the last one. So after that, the carvers and stuff, we've had to try and deal with the lumber yards directly. Got it.
And this guy, I'm not sure what I should say on the stream here, but this particular company does not want to cooperate with me.
Interesting.
Either because I'm a foreigner or somebody else has told them, back off this guy because he's competing with us or whatever. We don't know the backstory. Huh. But he's been here, literally, it's generations. He's been one of the suppliers. So from his point of view, I'm the new kid coming in here, so there's no respect whatsoever. He doesn't care how good my prints are, what I'm doing. Just simply, after generations of work with the other guys, I'm the newbie. So priority goes to the other guys, the other people who are trying to do the same thing. So we got nothing but scraps, nothing but offcuts. And it's not really an evil thing, you know. I get it. Human beings are like that. You've got customers who've been dealing with you for generations.
Generations, yeah.
You take care of them first. And I can't cut in line. There's just no way around it.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to cooperate. We were there buying some stuff from him. He showed us this stuff in one corner. There's what you can have. On the way to get to the corner, we walked past this beautiful slab of cherry.
Yeah.
I said, okay, good, let's see. Okay, can we buy this? He says, no, we don't have any. We don't have any. We don't have any here.
I see it right
It's
here.
right there. So. But whatever, I get it. I can't argue about that. You know, this is life. You can't make up generations of friendship and history with somebody. So we've cut and run. He won't supply us with good wood.
Yeah.
The stuff we got there is absolute junk. So we are on our own.
Got it. So is that stuff upstairs from him or?
Yes,
from,
it's from him. It's from him, and it's absolute junk. We bought it in desperation because it's all we had of access to. It's what I'm covering right now.
Okay.
And it's crap. It's absolute crap. I mean, relax, people. The prints will be okay, but my God, the wood itself is just so bad.
Yeah.
So we are now. We've ignored him. We're going to cut and run, and we're heading for the mountains now. And other people. I mean, he's not the only guy in the country that has wood. So.
Yeah. Got it. Let's see. Jumping back. Oh, now they're all talking. Thanks. So we're hoping that this wood will be a lot better than the ones you've been using lately.
Yeah, but the problem is, you know, we don't know. We buy a piece of wood and it looks okay, but when it gets to the bench, oh Jesus, we just don't know.
And you've got to wait a while for it to dry out.
Yes. And the next step is the most difficult step. We're going to be talking about people who are harvesting trees in the mountains. Here, pick a tree. We don't have a clue. Nobody on this planet has a clue.
Yeah, you can't see inside the tree.
No.
Until you
So we're going to try and build the supply chain, and it's going to take. I won't see the end of it without being maudlin or something here.
Yeah.
I won't see this happen. I'm going to be one of the guys that's going to help start this process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 66. And I won't see this happen.
Yeah. Dave might look homeless, but he's not really. Why? That's what someone said. That doesn't. I don't think you look homeless.
Oh, I'm going to keep quiet, I think.
Okay, yeah, you're not. But, let's see. Ooh, which print is Dave carving for? This is the new one in the Legendary Loot series, or the first one, right?
You can pop it up there so they can see it. Do you see in the little box there? Let's turn it just to here. There's a box here.
Okay.
Up near the top of the box, you can scroll and there's a
print number one.
Yeah, and if you click the eyeball to pop it up,
okay.
There's an eyeball at the left there.
No,
okay. Push it over. I don't know. No, I mean.
I see a lock. I don't see an eyeball.
No, well, it's left of the lock. So pull. You've got the window. Scroll to the right with your fingers.
I see. Got it.
Okay.
There we go.
Bingo.
That's the print that he's working on. There you go. Sorry, I'm new at this. Don't know what's happening. So just leave that up for a few minutes.
Actually, that's an earlier version. It's not exactly the same one I'm carving.
Right.
I think the sword is different, I think.
Yeah. But it'll be like this. It's having the wood drying in a warm studio. Is that not going to risk cracking? What do you think?
It's not ideal, so this wood should be outside. The only thing is we have no heater in this room, so this isn't a specifically warm studio.
Yeah.
It's just the same as outside.
I'm still wearing my coat. It's not too warm in here.
Well, there's no heater here.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's no air conditioner, no heater, there's no nothing. So we're cool.
Yeah, so it should be
cool.
okay.
We're cool.
We're cool. We're quite cool. It's not bad. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry. Jumping way back on questions. Okay. Is there a way to have a multiple link stream, multiple people streaming to one channel? having... Wouldn't that be chaotic?
What do you mean? You mean different... There's a way to do different
different
camera views. I mean, at the moment we've got 2 camera views.
Right.
Is that what you mean? Multiple cameras? Or
I'm not
multiple...
sure, because we have multiple cameras right now, but maybe... Earlier they were talking about having William Francis also stream.
All together with me?
Doing it all together at once. I think that might get a little chaotic.
I don't know if that's technically possible. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
Just-
sure.
Combine channels into one stream? I don't know.
Yeah.
Has William started streaming?
He said he's thinking of doing one on Instagram, so
Oh, okay.
not...
But that's not
Nothing
saved,
yet.
right? That doesn't get saved, so I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Why not Twitch?
Yeah, why not Twitch? Let's see.
It's not like it's difficult. No.
Let's see, I'm Germany. Let's see. Are there any trade secrets you can extract from former woodmakers you have good relations with?
There are no such thing. There is only that one place. His name is Seo-san. He doesn't want to cooperate with us, and that's it. He's made it clear to us he doesn't want to cooperate. That's it. Bang, we're finished. And his father is still alive. He must be now 90-something, and he will know everything about this business. And we asked Seo-san, can we go and chat with your father one day? You know, he's probably kind of lonely by himself, sitting at home or in the hospital, whatever.
Right.
And he didn't even answer. He just changed the subject. He does not want to talk to us.
Wow.
There's no way around it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Also, too, I should add that he said, and we have no reason not to believe him, he said that, look, there's nothing left in this business. I'm getting out of it.
Yeah.
So he has switched, and we were there in his warehouse, and there really wasn't much cherry around. It was keyaki and stuff, these big slabs.
Right.
And he said his main business now is he supplies slabs to new sushi restaurants.
Huh. For
those
their
giant
counters?
Yeah, giant counter slabs to sushi restaurants.
Interesting.
And there's enough new sushi restaurants opening. That's his specialty
Yeah.
business now. So.
Huh.
And I believe it because there's no, there's
Not a
just
whole lot
me.
of
There's no, so
printmakers.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of two things.
Yeah.
And people ask all the time, even in this stream earlier today, use a different wood, Dave. Use a different wood. Whatever. It's just not the same. I'm not trying to be just a traditionalist. We have to use it because that's the way the old guys did it. No, it has a specific
Touch.
the way that the touch and the feel and the way it wears. That YouTube video we did just the other day.
Right.
There are harder woods than cherry, so they might last a bit longer. But if it's too hard, the water doesn't absorb inside them and the pigments don't pick up from the surface. So it's a bit of a circular reasoning. We're trying to make prints that look like the old ukiyo-e, so as a matter of common sense, one way to do that is to use the same tools and materials that they did.
Right.
If you use different materials, the prints are going to look different. And given that our goal is that specific look, then that mandates a specific tool, tool and material.
Makes sense.
I'd really like to be more flexible with it, but just we can't.
So you won't be it won't look
It doesn't
the same
look
way
the same,
or,
so.
or carve the same way.
Or last the same way.
Looks like there are websites, one called multitwitch.tv. It sounds like it's a person can watch 2 streamers, but it's not necessarily those streamers cooperating. It's just, I want to see 2
So you
things
watch
at
2
once.
at the same time, okay.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But maybe I'm misunderstanding these. Scrolling through trying to find
But I
some
know,
more questions.
what would be the idea? To watch me and William at the same time, or for us to chat with each other while we are streaming or something? What do you mean?
I'm not sure what they're
I'm on the
what
left
they were
side,
asking
William's
for.
on the right side, and I'm talking to him even though he's in England.
Yeah.
And people are seeing us work, and it would be cool, I think, but I don't know if that's technically possible.
Yeah, that would be cool. Not sure.
Am I on? Am I on?
You've got 13 minutes left. It's 9:17. Someone said, you should tell him you need small planks to make mini sushi restaurants. Sushi restaurants for mice.
The thing is, it's not cherry wood they're using for that. It's keaki. It's not cherry.
It's
So different woods.
What if you bribe him?
We're trying to bribe him. Give him money for a product. Is that called bribing? We're trying to buy stuff.
Or is that just paying? I don't know. But yeah, I like the mini sushi restaurants for mice. But these mice, they've got high standards. We need Yamazakura.
Good one.
Yeah.
I should be careful. I mentioned his name, I'll get in trouble and whatever.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh, any restaurant demolitions going on? Go get the old counters, but like Dave just said, it's a different wood. So. But it's a good thought. Because actually, just down the street, wasn't there another restaurant getting demolished? And they've now put a new front on it. It looks.
Yeah, that was it was a tax office.
Oh, it was a tax office. Huh.
It was a Zairishi.
Wow.
That's what. So they've gutted the place. They've rebuilt it literally from the ground. They dug a hole and poured concrete and
I saw it in there.
I'm not sure it's going to be a restaurant. There's no sign.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Are there really that few carvers and printers around nowadays? I understand the industry isn't as big as it once was, but to have shrunk so much seems a bit extreme for an art industry.
Carvers, there's not that many. One hand.
One hand.
One hand.
Yeah.
Asuka Sensei, Sekioka-san, me, now Chon-san and Yumi-san. 6 of us.
6. So.
Kyoto, I'm not sure. 1 or 2 in Kyoto. One guy working for Adachi. So maybe, there might be 10.
Wow.
Might be 10.
Might be about 10. So it's much, much smaller than it once was. And printers, a bit more than that.
Yeah. Depends how you define the word. Whether
right.
People competent or capable. But remember, having said that, this is a hugely popular hobby. There are tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people across the country doing woodblock printmaking as a hobby. That's what Matsumura-san's business. He's a huge business, way bigger than us, selling all that plywood and stuff like that and tools.
Right.
So as a hobby, I mean, they call Japan Hanga no Kuni.
Kuni.
I mean, there's tens of thousands of people doing it as a hobby.
Interesting. Just not selling professionally made prints. Just
no, of course not selling. Doing it as a hobby.
Something for fun.
And their requirements, they need a softer, more pliable wood. They don't need to,
Okay, so they don't use the same wood.
No, they're using plywood. Sheena plywood, as are most of the Westerners who are
right.
Doing this. So, like, we have to be careful. Printmaking per se is a big deal here in Japan. I got sort of in trouble with this one day years ago, about 20 years ago or so. Yomiuri newspaper came and did a story with me, an interview with me, and I guess we had just talked about, without thinking about it too much, I talked about my specific type of printmaking.
Yeah.
And the guy went back and wrote a story about, oh my God, it's at the very end, it's dying. David is the last man standing. He exaggerated a bit, and maybe I had exaggerated when I was talking to him. Yeah. And then a Kyoto friend of mine, Richard Steiner.
Right.
Who's making a living as this?
He was here in the
shop. He
was
here last week. So he wrote to the Yomiuri, and he wasn't angry because he knew what had happened. He said, just so the readers know, Dave isn't the last man standing. There's more of us here that's sort of doing okay,
Yeah.
So this thing, and I wrote back. So in the letters to the editor column in the newspaper, there were such things. This is how far ago this was.
Yeah.
And we weren't fighting. Richard, I was saying, yeah, Richard is right. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Cool. Francis Hunga asks, Cameron, do I need a capture card to stream? I don't. You've got
to get video into your computer.
Right.
So I don't know what computer. What is their video input? Some cameras have USB output. Modern cameras don't. They have HDMI output.
Right.
And a Mac like mine, it has an HDMI port, but that's only putting out
to another monitor.
So in my case, I needed a box. It's over here. It's this.
What is it called? I'm trying to remember. Black Magic? Is that what
the one I got? I'm not going to recommend it because my God, it's just trouble. But
that's the company
you need
using
a video,
for now.
It's a video capture card if you've got a computer that takes cards, or a video capture box, and they're not so expensive.
Yeah.
And maybe your computer might accept video naturally. I don't know what he's got.
Yeah, it totally depends on your computer. And this one goes into your Mac. Is that the Lightning port? Is that what that is?
Yes.
So not USB.
But it could be this comes in two models. I could have bought the USB model. Okay. I could have bought the Lightning Thunderbolt model.
Yeah, Thunderbolt. That's what it is. Yeah, Lightning charge. That's the one on the iPhone and iPads, right?
So yeah, you got to get video into your computer, or use the video that's in, like the one right now. The camera's face.
Yeah.
That's the video from the computer itself.
Mm-hmm. So you can just use that camera right there. Or any other webcam. Often those are just USB
yep.
cheap.
So once the video is in your computer, that's it. And then you need a second thing. You need broadcast software, which will organize the thing.
Organize the stream, put it onto Twitch.
And put it onto Twitch. And if you're Mac, there's really only one game in town. That's the one we're using here. It's called the OBS or OSB?
Yeah, OBS.
OBS. And on Windows, there's lots more different stuff available. So.
Lots of Windows. Okay.
So you need those two things. You got to get the video into your machine, and then you got to have a software that knows how to talk to Twitch.
Yeah. So I hope that helps.
And you need a machine that's pretty hip. Well, most of them now are, because this streaming videos is labor intensive.
Yeah.
Labor intensive. What is it?
It's giving the computer a workout
intensive,
here.
so.
I can hear the fans blowing. So.
Yeah. But other than that, it's easy.
Yeah. What I've seen with art collaboration streams is that each individual streams, and then they're in a Skype call with each other, and multi-Twitch that your streamers have to know about, and you just will let them watch both and listen to you chat.
That sounds pretty
complicated. Yeah. Will Dave go back to doing night streams, or is it just morning only from now on?
Good question. I know, as you know, the workload now the last couple of months has made it just simply not possible. There's just no way. I tried for a few weeks, and I was getting exhausted myself, and there was too many other jobs just not getting done. I had no choice. So I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. At the moment, I'm only printing 90 minutes per day when I'm on Twitch, because still, as you've seen, I'm still absolutely busy all the rest of the day, even though you're here. Yeah. As you take over more of these jobs from me, the fear is that I just end up doing other jobs, whatever.
Yeah,
in fact, both you and I have already found that we're both busy.
Yeah.
I was busy all day. Now you're here, we're both busy all day. Wait a minute, that doesn't add up.
Yeah, well, you're just getting more things done, we hope.
We are getting more things done and more things to do. So.
But there's more and more and more.
So I don't know. I really, really, really would like to do that for the European side. They have to stay up till midnight.
Yeah, that's what some people were saying.
I know. So I can't commit myself. I'm sorry. What can I say? If you get going, then I can get going. Whatever.
Ouch. No. Trying to keep going, but like you said, as soon as one job is getting completed, then there's another one to do.
And the other problem was the time of day. That was at 5:30, which is anyway around it a critical time of day. We're closing up the shop, just getting done. The bookkeeping, the staff leaves.
Yeah.
There's always a ton of stuff going on at that time of day. Not to mention customers still here. Whereas here, starting at 8, there's nobody around. It's just me and my own schedule.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm sorry.
Something hope to do if there's enough time in the day, but right now,
yes,
no promises.
The way the world clock works. I mean, there is that aspect. Those of you who are in Europe, I'm sorry. You're in the wrong place.
Yes, you're in the wrong.
Or, I'm sorry, not to be a jerk about it, but 5:30 in the afternoon for me. Another option maybe is to close the shop, do my dinner first, have an earlier dinner, go to dinner at 6, get back here at 7:30. Do an evening stream for me at 8 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
That would put it in Europe at around noon.
Right.
Which would be better than what it is now, midnight,
Yeah.
But that means no beer with dinner, and it means, at the end of the day, when I'm like, do I really have enough energy to get back to this? But that might happen a bit more, because when I was living alone before Mokuhankan, when I had a family, that was an important time of day for me to work. Kids go to bed, 2 girls go to bed at 9 o'clock, Daddy goes into the next room, and he got back to work. So, in fact, they've told me that feedback in recent years, the girls, they remember going to bed, and in the next room we hear this sound. And my girls learned, they went to sleep with this hammering happening in the next room. They get used to it. They get used to it. Anybody else would drive them crazy. Shut up so I can sleep. Yeah. And the girls learned to go to sleep with my hammering going on. So that's the way I used to do this, years ago. Sorry, again, long answer for an easy question. But
Thanks.
We'll see how it goes. I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Jumping down. Copy the chat again.
That's right. Thank you.
Yep.
I got to figure that out too. It's easy question, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Does Japan itself do anything to support woodblock printing as a cultural asset that may become lost? I think
They do, and I want nothing to do with it. But the government supports Adachi's work. Of course, Adachi is a foundation. The government pours money into it to support disparate culture, and philosophically, I will not do that.
Mm-hmm.
I will not do that.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in supporting traditional culture. I'm not interested in preserving traditional culture. We're interested in making beautiful prints that people want. And if people don't want them, that's it. We should die. I mean, not being evil or sarcastic. There's no way Mr. Suzuki, who lives next door, should pay his tax money to have me fool around and play this game if nobody wants these prints.
Yeah.
So I've said the same thing many, many years. We will not touch government money, period.
Cool.
Says he who takes Patreon money. Am I being a hypocrite or not? That's an interesting question. I don't know.
I think
Patreon money is free choice from people. It's not tax money.
those are people saying, I want to support Dave's work.
Yeah.
Whereas this is, okay, I'm being forced to pay taxes, and I guess some of it's going to Dave's work.
Yeah. Now, having said that, the other side of the argument, a rich culture like Japan should, we need things like museums. In one corner of Ueno Park, the government should have this giant building that's called a museum where stuff is preserved and put in there, in glass cases.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't be paying people who are making a living at it or who are trying to make a living at it if they're making prints that nobody wants to buy.
Yeah.
My take on the thing anyways.
Thanks.
Well, by the way, you haven't seen the news from Patreon this morning? They sent me an email. It's a heads up. We're alerting all the Patreons tomorrow in an email that they're going to start taking the Visa charge and asking the Patreons to pay it. So if somebody has decided to back me for $2, they're going to have to pay now $2 plus 3.5% plus 30 cents or whatever.
Huh.
And they're asking the Patreons to pay this. At the moment, it's coming out of the part that I get.
Right.
So as the patrons pay, for every dollar they pay, I get 90 cents.
Right.
The Patreon fee is 5%. The card processing is around 5%. I get 90. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
They're now going to take that extra 5% and put it on top and ask the patrons to pay this. And the email is going to go out tomorrow to the whole world of patrons.
All supporters.
Yes.
Wow.
And I just saw the email this morning. I haven't had time to look at it or think about it. But I do not think this is a good idea.
Yeah, that's
Asking
weird.
people for more money. Oh, by the way, I want you to pay my credit card fees.
Yeah.
Give me a break,
That's really strange.
So I have no idea why they're doing this. I think they're going to lose. We're all going to lose a ton of supporters tomorrow morning, I think.
Wow. Bummer. I'm probably the only one on here who hasn't ordered the owl print yet.
Quite possibly true.
Quite possibly true, yes.
And as a heads up, tomorrow I'm supposed to be doing carving of one of these blocks tomorrow because the printers are supposed to start Friday. What day is it today? It's Thursday. This must be finished by Friday. But we're out of owls again. So tomorrow morning it's possible I'll be upstairs
printing
owls.
Okay. Wow. Right, I'm going to try to catch up on the stream in our last -1 minute. It's already 9:31.
Well, I'm going to sit here to finish this. I've got
okay,
this is for this block. That's the last part here has to be cleared. So I'm going to sit here and do this.
Okay, then.
There's no party at 10. Teiko-san's coming, I guess.
Okay. And she has a key, right? So I don't.
Yeah, but I didn't hear the ping pong. I heard a very faint. Is it there?
It's right there on the wall.
Then the bat must be ready for charge.
Okay. Huh. Thanks, Jed. Cameron, we know you work hard. He came back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm jumping back to you talking about doing a night stream, maybe. Oh yeah, I heard the ping. Okay.
Battery charge.
Said I'm a shift worker in Europe. This time's perfect for me. And someone else, oh, you make me sleep later. I should go to sleep now for university, but it's just so captivating. And then others, have the beer, so Dave. We need a drunk carving stream.
At nighttime, yeah, right. What about the blocks?
Yeah.
What about the blocks?
What about the blocks?
Take us good morning. Hey, wow.
Oh, one more time.
You
I
turned
did
it
the
off.
same light, yeah. I did the same thing one time. Yeah, I'm not the only one. Cameron, would you consider coming an hour early to moderate the stream like this for Dave? He can pay you an owl, Prince. Oh, thank you. I don't think we have any more owl prints to be.
This is supposed to help me or hinder me?
Yeah.
Well, this is good news or bad news?
Yeah. Let's see.
I can give you IOUs for owl.
IOUs for owl prints.
Here's the block. Make your own.
Okay. Make my own. No. I thought I wasn't allowed. Let's see. Oh, okay. Question for you. How many blocks are there left? I think he's wondering about this
print
specifically. How many?
I know. One more phase, which is okay. So another couple of hours work. But then test printing. I've got to try that gray, which we did all that scratch carving. I've got to do a test and get back to carving it and do a test. So altogether, how much work? 3, 4, 5 hours work.
3, 4, 5 hours. Okay. Cool.
So what if it's tonight's work? If it doesn't get done during the day, that's it for tonight. I just don't go to bed until this is done. There's no way around it. So.
Okay.
Or save a little bit for tomorrow's stream. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. And that block has to be done today or tomorrow. Yep.
Amy-san's keyed up for her papers in the freezer. It's going to be. She wants to print Friday.
Yep. We got someone ready for test printing Friday, right?
No,
or
test printing
that's
is me.
for real
You're going to
printing.
jump into it first. There's no time. You're
Yeah.
just going to jump into it.
Okay. Got it. Copy the chat for you.
Thanks, Dave-san. How's the cold situation? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, question. Someone heard what you just said. Ayumi-san is back.
No, Amy-san, I know. When she got pregnant, she left right away, and I guess she had a couple of months pretty rough, like women do early on. So we didn't see her for a couple of months. Then things stabilized with her. I don't know. This is not personal public. It's okay. Things stabilized with her, and she's just sort of waiting her time, building the baby bit by bit. So she's back here. She's been back here for 2 or 3 weeks doing simple, easy work. She tried to do some owls, couldn't do the background color, a bit too strong. So she gave up on that. And she's doing now some of the. She's been doing a bunch of New Year's cards, things like that. And the timing, we don't know. It's just if she's going to be here until she feels that, this is not something she should be doing.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Then she will clean up her corner and disappear, and it's goodbye for.
Wow.
We have no idea what 10 years or whatever she decides to do with her family and daycare centers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's okay to say that's not private for her. So she's here for a very short time, getting bigger by the day or whatever,
Yeah.
And certainly no major projects.
And so Dave versus anatomy.
Pardon me? What?
Dave versus anatomy, saying building the baby bit by bit. I guess they thought that was.
I do know how it works.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll get out of here. I'll step out of the way, or should I not bother with the cord? I might bump it again.
Just whatever. I'll be finished here in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So you put it back if you like.
Okay. You have more time if you don't sleep. Oh, good.
I had the question box. Can you be?
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go find that email.
Window 2.
Question about your printers. It is traditional for printers in the West to get a copy of a print they work on. Do your printers get a copy of the work they print? And the same could be asked about carvers.
Remember, we're not doing limited editions. Eh? What he's talking about is printers get a signed copy by the artist marked AP or something, artist proof or blah, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. We don't do that. But there's no edition numbers here. So the printers just keep a copy of whatever if they want one,
Yeah.
There's no editions here. So it doesn't have to be documented or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
What most of them do, I think, is because they get paid, remember, by the good copies here.
Yeah.
So if they keep it, they don't get paid for it.
Yeah.
So what many of them do is they'll keep a copy that's got a dot or a paper defect or a piece of bark, whatever, that we're not going to sell anyway. And they just hang on to it.
Got it.
So there's no formalized structure here because there's no legal documentation happening on these things.
Right.
Because these are not... Good morning. Hi.
Corruption in the Mokuhankan workshop. Taking prints. No. It's not corruption at all. They're the prints that they, like you said, you weren't going to
Well,
sell.
I mean, it's theoretically possible that when my back is turned, some printer is printing copies and taking them home and selling them. Or whatever you see what I mean? They've got the blocks, they've got, you know. And there has been a bit of sort of, I can't say scandal, but publishers, when they send blocks to outside printers, there's a huge element of trust involved. And there have been cases with printers whose name I will not mention, getting the blocks. This happened a great deal to the old Mokuhankan company. The printer would take the blocks along with the 100 sheets of paper from the publisher, send back the 100 prints. But while he was making it, he put in a bunch of sheets of paper on his own, and he made maybe 120 prints.
Yeah.
And took the other 20 and sold them
Somewhere else.
somewhere else. And he had no rights to do that, of course.
Right.
And this particular episode, when the Doi people found out about this, and they found out about it walking through a department store one day, the guy's sitting there in a booth,
That's my print.
and that's their print. And they went ape shit, called a lawyer right away, and that guy he's dead now. But he was blacklisted totally
Wow.
from the community,
Yeah.
and had to go out on his own and start carving his own blocks because nobody else would hire him anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's done. Are my own printers doing that? I kind of doubt it.
Yeah.
If a copy of Mario Kart
Shows
pops up somewhere else, you know, with a fake Jed signature or something, then we know we got a problem. But
I don't think we have any such
well,
issue.
at the moment, I trust the people who are working for us. It's quite possible that trust might be misplaced, and maybe this is happening. I don't know. I don't think so. These prints are too unique, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would be seen.
Mm-hmm. Signed by Jared Hornry.
Printed by, carved by who? Bully David or something.
Yeah.
So- Well, there's the other question, because the blocks are still here, of course. The blocks, as we showed in that last video, the blocks are in really good condition.
Mhm.
It's okay, I have a stroke tomorrow, I die or something, whatever. All this stuff gets dispersed everywhere.
Yeah.
Those blocks, I remember, they're my personal property, the wood blocks.
Right.
But they're Jed's intellectual property.
Mm-hmm.
So he now, for every copy we make, he buys it or we sell it and pay him a royalty, whatever,
Right.
so it's covered. But those blocks, if they're dispersed, now what happens? Anybody who grabs that block can grab a piece of paper and some pigments and start making them.
Mm-hmm.
They have no rights to do that as far as Jed goes,
Yeah.
but it's quite possible this could happen.
Right.
So it's a bit of a fear from Jed's point of view, these blocks to make his designs exist.
Yeah.
But the person who owns the blocks has no rights to do that. So he's wishing me good health and happy life
Yeah.
and make a good business here. I mean,
Yeah.
this is part of why you're here, to stabilize this place.
Got it.
Because his future, to a
Mhm.
large extent, depends on us being stable.
Yeah.
He can always make prints
Keeping
as
the blocks
Giclée
in one
prints.
place.
So, I mean, he can always make a living at his own Photoshop prints.
Right.
But he really wants us to stay stable and happy and
Mhm.
healthy, of course. You know.
Cool.
If I were in his position, I would give me a toast, Dave.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Get some exercise. Go for a walk. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I am done with this block. There we are, start to finish, in 90 minutes in one stream. Cutting, just as it happens, that's just the right size and time
Yeah.
for doing this.
Perfect.
We're done. Tell the stream I'll be back here tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Or maybe actually up on the third floor.
Maybe making
Making
owls.
owls. I don't know what will happen.
And another question, are we going to see another Twitch highlights video anytime?
If I have time, I very much would like to do that. It's just been a question of time.
Yeah.
Time.
Okay.
Also, there's another reason too. Because I was having such a long gap in a real YouTube video,
Right.
I thought if I put up another Twitch highlight video, the YouTube fans are going to go, oh shit, that's it. Dave has basically given up on YouTube. He's just going to switch to streaming.
Yeah.
And that's not my, I want
not what you want to do.
More YouTube. So I didn't dare do a highlight reel before doing another
YouTube dedicated.
YouTube video. So
Yeah.
maybe now this next few days I might actually do that now that I'm off the hook because I've just put up a new YouTube video.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thanks.
Sign off,
We're good.
sir. Over and out.
Out of the
Shut
way.
this down here. See you tomorrow,
Okay.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know
shut-
how you do it yet.
Oh, you don't? Okay, whatever.
So you're going to have to
What I've been doing is first step. I just turn off the camera first. I don't really know why, because it was fun having a hot mic. So we don't need to do this, but whatever. Where's the camera? Turn off the camera for a sec. We now have a hot mic, which everybody's waiting for me to forget this one day and say, "Oh Jesus!"
Is this
those
camera
do it."
still on though?
Yes, this is still on. The stream is still live. The mic
Okay.
is still hot.
Got it.
But supposedly now I've forgotten this, and I'm going to say something stupid one day. Anyway, now we are. Here, swear. He wants me to swear. Did I swear? No, I did not.
I didn't hear one.
Hot mic. Anyway, there we go. Okay, see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you very much.